yet again can capitalise on having an outside chance of a medal. We'll have Matilla on the last leg, who is an 800 silver medalist. As we said earlier, was ranked 17th on season's bests. Ukraine going on the outside in lane 8. Karushuk was really strong in the heats to help them close in and qualify. Poland will be no surprise to hear that they won this title 2013, 2017 on home soil in Bydgoszcz, and 2019 most recently the likes of Natalia Kazmarek. The French team have Louise Maraval, silver medalist in the hurdles earlier today. And then the Swiss with Katja Guberman, another who's smashed her hurdles personal best in this competition. And then Spain, who won the silver medal at the under-20s in the 4x4 2 years ago. Tends to be the same kind of generation that's graduated through. Germany from lane 3 tend to be stronger in the 4x1 over the years in this competition. So Finland with Salminen, Wright, Aho and Matilla, who've all had a great championships compared to where you would have placed them in the rankings, thanks to amazing home support. Astrid Ertsgaard here, she was a finalist in the individual event, and her teammate Henrietta Jager on the last leg, getting the silver in the final, just behind Yemi Mary John of Great Britain, with Keely Hodgkinson in the bronze spot. So it might be a surprise to you that there's no British team in this final, but who cares? Some wonderful athletes in this. Andrea Ruth also in that Norwegian quartet. Gold in the 400 hurdles. So in that event, we have all of the medalists. Norway, Finland, Germany, Spain, Switzerland, France, Poland and Ukraine. Lovely to hear that roar from the supporters in the Lepavada Stadium. The floodlights are on now, but whose names will be lit up at the end of this women's 4x4 relay final. Poland going nicely on this first leg, and Kinga Gatska is very experienced, part of the senior quartet that won World Indoor 4x4 bronze, and then running the heats in Munich where they were the silver medalists. Such great athletes, of course, that she will have been surrounded by to learn from as part of the Polish relay programme. If I listed them all, effectively the race might be finished by then. So instead, we'll let her hand over to Alexandra Formella. Terrific split that she ran in the heats. And look at this lead that the Poles appear to have at this point. She gets ready to hug the inside. Andrea Ruth is already there, of course, having started in lane 1. High number of chasers behind. The Swiss, the French, Spain and Finland all trying to join this party on the final night of these European under-23s. Well, Formella so focused she can do it with her eyes closed as we watch out for Katrina Wright of Finland. They all want to end these champs with a medal. Only 3 can do it, as we know. So Horovska now has the baton, and then Julia Sen, who was 5th in the 400 final when she came in, ranked a little higher, just outside the medals, so she wants to make amends. Spain looking good with Bianca Hervas. And then a bit of a gap back to Germany and Norway just in front of them. So, is that breakaway going to be decisive? Poland, Switzerland and Spain. I was a little bit surprised that Switzerland didn't feature a little closer to the medals in the men's event, given how well drilled their relay teams seem to be. Now handing over to this final leg, and Poland been very much closed down on that third one. Swiss, the only quartet that can live with this pace now. Spain in third, then France with Norway's Jørgen, who was so close as she fell across the line and trying to get that gold medal individually, of course. What can she do? Just off screen at this point, there she is emerging. It's always that athlete you don't realise is about to unleash a sensational finish down the home straight. And maybe Gubelmann's going to do that too. Drost of Poland grits her teeth. Can she come back through on the inside? Is this going to be a four-way battle? Gubelmann of Switzerland surely going to seal this now. Maraval still there for France. Oh my word! That is utterly insane. Maraval, who was coming down like a train in the individual race in the hurdles, getting the silver, and France have clinched it. That's ridiculous. Well, what a way to draw ourselves close to the conclusion of these championships by 0.02 of a second. That's going to hurt for Gubelmann. Oh, wow. Spain getting that bronze medal. And Poland are out of it, having won this title 3 times in the last 10 years, including a decade ago here in Finland. End up in a cruel 4th place. But for Maraval, bringing them home, she's the one that ultimately gets revenge, having been just behind Andrea Ruth in the 400 hurdles final. And of course, she's a heptathlete converted to that event and to one lap. So maybe no surprise that she has plenty of energy.
Well, what an unbelievable performance from the French. I mean, they took over in that last leg in 4th place, and Louise Maraval brought them home in the gold medal position by just 0.02 of a second. Well, Switzerland, we're seeing, set a national under-23 record, so too the Spanish, as we look at the highlights from that race. This is the first changeover. Fastest woman on this on the first leg was Kinga Gatka, seeing a split of 52.17. And this is the last changeover as Yevas hands over to Avilas, and for the French, Toriel to Maraval. And poor old Victoria Droz, you have to feel for her. She just ran totally out of steam.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to her, but perhaps it's interesting that Kinga Gatka, the most experienced of the Polish quartet with the senior medals, that she wasn't on the final leg to bring them home. And Formella, who was so brilliant in the heat, I think you mentioned at the time that she ran the fastest split of all. But Maraval, this time, is the one producing the heroics.
And as a side note, Nikola Horovska, who ran the second fastest third leg time and kept Poland very competitive, handing over in second. She's run 3 rounds of the 200 metres. She's in the long jump final. She's dashed over to do this. She had the long jump qualifying, and now she produced